Tomorrow is the last exam of MP1. I'll give you exam number 4 tomorrow. In this exam, I'll give you 4, 5, maybe 6 problems. I'll go over every single problem right now. I'll change nothing except the values. I'll change the value. That's it. So let me go over every single problem, and let's start with problem number 1. Let's write down the problem. Mr. Berry went on to 1.5 hour long car trip, and his position function is in 20 miles of the trip. He saw a speed limit sign 25 miles per hour. Did he break the law? All right. So the first thing, we're going to draw a diagram. Okay. So this is, of course, the initial. This is the final. This is at 20 miles of the trip. So T initial, D initial, V initial. This is 20 miles of the trip. So there is a speed limit sign, and that is 25 miles per hour. Okay. So we're going to say T1, D1, velocity 1, the final, T final, V final, D final, V final. All right. So T initial has to be 0, obviously. T initial is 0. D initial is 0. V initial is 0. Okay. D1 is, of course, he saw a speed limit sign in 20 miles. 20 miles. All right, so D1 is 20. T final is 1.5 hour long bike trip. So 3/2 or 1.5. This is what we know. Now we're going to use algebra and physics to find what we don't know. Okay, so let's first find T1. So we're going to find T1. So P of T is equal to 40/3 square. So P of T, we want to know the time at position what? We want to know the time at position 20. At position 20, we want to know the time. So 40/3 square. So you multiply both sides by 3/40. 3/40. Okay, 3 cancel, 40 cancel, 20 goes to 40 twice. So T square is 3/2 or 1.5. You square root both sides, you get 1.2. And of course, 1 decimal place tomorrow. 1.2. Now we're going to find the velocity in a second, not now. We'll make progress a little bit at a time. All right, let's go over there. Let's find df. So P of T is equal to 40/3 squared. We want to know the position. We want to know the position when time is 40/3, and this is 3/2 squared. So then 40/3, of course, you want to know this, 9/3. Okay, 9/4. So 4 goes to 40 10 times, 3 goes to 9 3 times. So 3 times 10 is, of course, 30. So total trip is 30. All right. So now we're going to find a few things. We're going to find dt graph. We're going to find a vt graph. And of course, you're going to find at graph. Let's start with dt graph. dt graph has to be quadratic. Why? Because this is a quadratic equation, second degree polynomial. All right, so it has to be a quadratic. P of t has to be equal to 40 over 3 t square. All right. Coordinate 0 comma 0 right here, and 1.5 comma 30. 1.5 comma 30. You have to write this coordinate. When you write the coordinate, you do not have to put the unit. Okay. When this is a quadratic, all right, when this is a parabola, this has to be diagonal. When this is quadratic, this has to be a diagonal. Okay, so let's draw a diagonal line just like this. We have to write 2 points, 0 comma 0, of course, and now we know this point 1.5, and we have to know this point as well. Now let's do the geometry. Is this a triangle or rectangle? Of course, a triangle. And we know the name of the area of this triangle. Okay, so this is called area. All right, area. Area has an equation, half BH. So you're going to write half BH. This area in math class represent the distance or displacement here in the physics class. So distance. What distance does it represent? Final distance. Right here. Half. B. This B represent base. What base does it represent? The time. What time does it represent? Final time. H. What does this H represent? Of course, the velocity. What velocity does it represent? Final velocity. Okay, so the df, of course, is 30 is equal to half. Tf is equal to 1.5, and the final. Okay, so Vf is 40. Okay, so now we know the coordinate. So this is 40. If the Vt is a diagonal line, then AT must be a horizontal line. We know that for sure, but we need to know two coordinate. This is 0. You must know this. The first one is always time. Always time. 0 comma. We're gonna find this one. How are we gonna find? Okay, two ways. Acceleration is Bf minus Bi. Tf minus Ti is 40. Okay, so 80 over 3. Acceleration is 80 over 3. Okay, that's it. So acceleration is 80 over 3. Okay, and this would be 1.5 comma 80 over 3. So we're just going to write 80 over 3. That's it. We can find a different way acceleration. Vf is of course Vi plus At. So Vf is, what do you know, 40 is equal to Vi is 0 plus A. T is 3 over 2. Okay. Now you multiply both sides by 2 over 3, 2 over 3, and 2 over 3. Okay, so 2 cancel, 3 cancel. So acceleration is 80 over 3. So you can find several ways of acceleration. Okay, all right, that's it. Number 2, Mr. Barry make a trip from home to work. This from home to work is 120 watt mile. Okay, then the work to home must be also 120 mile. Good. So now that means D1 is equal to D2. Okay, so since D1 is equal to D2, you can call it D. Good. T1 has to be, we don't know, and T2 we don't know. V1, let's say 40 mile per hour, and V2, T2, V2 also 60 mile per hour. Okay, let's find the average speed. Okay, first let's find the average speed. All right, so average speed, so time 1 is, what is the time 1? D over V1. So D is 120, V1 is 40, so time 3 hours. T2 is d over v2. d is 120, v is 62 hour. So speed is total distance over total time. Total distance is 120 plus 120, 240. Total time is 3 plus 2, 5. All right, 5 goes to 20, 4 times 4 and 8, 48 mile per hour. That's the average speed. Okay, now we're going to draw time. Okay, so now d, this is 40 and it takes 3 hours to cover 120 mile. This is 60, it takes additional 2 hours to cover additional 120 mile. Okay, this is the distance. Speed, the diagonal become horizontal and it takes of course 3 hours, and you move, this is of course 40, and you move, this is steeper, so this is, you move another 2 hours to go another 120 mile with 60 mile per hour. So now displacement, this one is same and this one of course is same. This one is 40 and this one is 40, no problem. This one of course is other way, so, and displacement of course is 0, so this is of course 3, this is of course another 2, so this is of course negative 60, and this is negative, this is 3, this is 5, this is negative 60. Area under this is 120, 120, 120 plus 120, 240, 120, negative 120, 120, negative 120, 0. This is your home, this is your home, you return to home, 0. This is all you need to know for tomorrow. Problem number 3. This height is 26. This is a ball, and this height is also 26 meter. Okay, you are here on the rooftop, you're dropping it and you're throwing it down. This one will take big T, much more time. This one will take a small amount of time. Okay, so far so good. Okay, now I want you to do a few things. Find the time when the displacement is negative 26. Okay, so let's find the time when displacement is negative 26. So initial velocity is 0, 0, 0. It doesn't matter what time it is, initial velocity is 0 because it's dropping it. So we want to find the time when the displacement is negative 26. Okay, so d is equal to VAT plus half is equal to VAT 0, negative 5 t square. Okay, so now you're going to write t square is equal to 26 over 5, and you're going to take a square root, 0.3. Okay, so that's it, 2 decimal place for tomorrow. So now this is, I'm going to write 2.3, I'm going to write this is 0, and I'm going to write this is 1. Okay, so the displacement is, I know 0, distance is 0, velocity is 0, this is negative 10. The displacement is negative 5. How did I get negative 5? Okay, so again d is equal to VAT plus half AT square. This is 0, so displacement is negative 5, and this is 1 square, so negative 5. And this is how we got 2.6, and 26 is given, of course, this is 26. Okay, or 0.23 is 26. You can put that. You can put 0.23 over here, and it's going to give you negative 26. So this is 5. This is positive 26. This is velocity is negative 10, and velocity is how much? Let's find the velocity over here. Vf is equal to vi plus at. This is 0. Vf is equal to a is negative 10, and t is of course 2.3. F is 23, negative 23. Okay, and acceleration is negative 10, negative 10. So velocity initial or throwing downward with say 3 meters per second. So negative 3, negative 3, negative 3, because hey, this is negative. I want to give you this one also 26 meters. So I'm going to write negative 26 meters. So you have to find the time at negative 26 meters. So how can you do that? T is equal to VAT plus half at squared. So this is negative 26, negative 3t minus 5t squared. So if you do it, 5t squared minus plus 3t minus 26 is equal to 0, minus b plus minus b squared minus 4 ac over 2a. So t is equal to 2. So this is 2. Let's say this is 1, this is 0. Okay. Displacement. Displacement is 0, distance is 0, velocity is 0, speed is 0. Okay, now let's see the displacement over here. Displacement over here is 5, so displacement over here may be negative 8, because you have negative 5 and you have 3, negative 8, but displacement is vit plus half at square. So displacement is vi is of course negative 3, 1 minus 5, 1 square. So 5 and 3, negative 8. Displacement at 2 seconds, right? Yeah, sure, it takes 2 seconds. It takes 2.3 seconds, it takes 2 seconds. This is why I wrote small t, this is why I wrote big T. Big T means 2.3 and small t is 2, because 2 is smaller than 2.3 and 2.3 is bigger than 2. That's what I mean. So when you throw down, it takes a small amount of time. When you drop, it takes big amount of time. Okay, so negative 3, 2 minus 5, 4. So d is equal to negative 6, negative 20, negative 26. Negative 26. Okay, so displacement is negative 26. Okay, good. So now let's see distance. Distance is 8, 26. Velocity is not negative 10, negative 13, and negative 23. Let's prove that. Vf is equal to vi plus at. So Vf is equal to, or V1, let's call it ABC. So BB is equal to Vi is negative 3 minus 10, 1. So negative 13. And VC is negative 3 minus 10, 2, negative 23. Okay, so speed is 13, 23. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to do this one, throwing upward. So when you throw upward, you have 3 important things going on. Location A, location B, location C. Location A, velocity is 15. Location C, velocity is negative 15. Velocity is 0. Let's complete the table. Vi, T, D, D, V, S. Okay, so at location A, location B, and location C. All right, so this one is easy. So velocity initial is 15, 15, 15. Time at location A is 0. At location B, let's find, or maybe location C, Bf is equal to Vi plus At. Location C, so negative 15 is equal to 15 minus 10t. So t is equal to 3. If you know this one, you know this one. Displacement 0. Distance 0. Velocity is 15. Velocity is 0. Velocity is negative 15. 15, 0, 15. Okay, good. Now, displacement. Displacement you can find 2 ways. Vf square is equal to Vi square plus 2ad, or d is equal to Vit plus half at square. So d is equal to vi is of course 15, t is 1.5 minus 5 1.5 square, so distance is 11 meter. So vf square is 0. Why? Because this is 0. We want to find the distance. So is equal to vi square. What is it? 15 square plus 2 and then negative 10 and then d. So d is equal to 11. So you're gonna put yeah, 11. We got it. So all right. So displacement at location C is 0. This is 11. This is 22. All right. So that's all you need to know for tomorrow.